Kicking off Peach's Pit Party with the newest track from Deadlands with the Pretty Wild, Kundalini, I don't know how you say it, but both those bands, shout out to them, they're awesome. I'll post my Peach's Picks of the Week recap video on social media. You can let me know which one was your favorite from Monday through Friday. It is finally Friday. I shouldn't say finally Friday. This week has flown by, especially Wednesday and Thursday. I woke up this morning and was like, oh yeah, today's Friday. Tomorrow's the weekend. Get to sleep in, not have to worry about waking up, going to the gym bright and early to make it to work on time, or even just missing out on the gym and waking up at 7, having a shower, get ready for the day and all that. Drive through the snow. It's been rather nice weather-wise this week, but unfortunately, it's going to go back down, but we'll get through it. We're almost out of it. We got till April, probably early May. I was reading here something about how there will be school on Monday for the school district of Philadelphia. They have decided to keep things running on schedule on Monday after Super Bowl 59. The decision was based on a bit of superstition. Could you imagine that? Back in 2018, when the Eagles won the Super Bowl, there was no delay. The kids had to start class on time like any other day. In 2023, when the Eagles lost the Super Bowl, schools opened 2 hours late. So this time around, they're hoping to recapture the winning tradition of 2018. The students will have to be at school at normal start time. Looks like the kids are going to have to take one for the team this year. I mean, I hate to be that older guy, even though I'm 28. Hate to be that older guy that says the kids got it easy these days. They really do. They really, really do. I've seen plenty of schools, not have class on Monday just because. I would have loved that. I was at school a ton growing up. But I also feel like, now that I'm older, I'm seeing it from an adult standpoint, But anyway, if you want to get a hold of me, 208-535-1015. Let's hope the Eagles beat the Chiefs. I'm kind of tired of the Chiefs myself. Before, I thought they were all right. I don't really care about the whole Taylor Swift thing. I think she's just fine, but I am tired, fatigued by the Chiefs dominating everything, especially with the refs rigging games for them, that type of thing. Anyway, we'll continue Peach's Pit Party here in just a few with a classic Blue Oyster Cult, then some newer Hardy. It's K-Bear 101. I was looking at something here. If you would rather watch a movie than the Super Bowl, which a lot of people are not into football, just like, Victor, a new survey by Talker Research revealed that Forrest Gump is America's all-time favorite movie. It's followed closely by The Wizard of Oz and then the Titanic, which I do like Forrest Gump. I've seen The Wizard of Oz plenty of times. Sure, it's a great film. It's a classic, but would I want to watch it again? No, thank you. The Titanic? Well, I already know what happens. I haven't seen the 3.5-hour long movie or however long it is, but I don't really care for the Titanic. The Lion King at 4, great movie. Dirty Dancing, haven't seen it. John Wick series at number 6. That's funny. They have all these classics, and then the John Wick series at number 6. I think it's because a lot of people love Keanu Reeves, which rightfully so. This might inspire my to peach their own question for today. What would you say is the greatest movie of all time? We'll go into those answers during the 4 p.m. hour. I'll have to come up with my answer as well. Like I talked about yesterday, watching the Super Bowl this Sunday with somebody that has a lot of money on that game, that's going to be the most fun you'll have watching any football game. I'm looking at some of the bets that you could place here, like the national anthem. Is John Baptiste, is he going to perform the national anthem? Let's see here. The over-under total is set at 120.5 seconds. Is he going to sing for longer than that, shorter than that? Is somebody going to get upset with John's performance if they lose all their money betting on the national anthem out of all things? Isn't there another bet, like you can try to guess what color Gatorade they're going to dump on the winning coach? I believe there's that. They usually do that every year. Kendrick Lamar, I'm sure there'll be stuff about like what songs he'll play, what songs he'll do, what songs he won't do, that type of thing. There's going to be a lot of money made and also lost at the same time on Sunday. I can't wait to see all the freakouts on Monday. And this right here is your Shot Clock Sports Update. The NFL announced that the Los Angeles Rams will be the home team during a game down in Melbourne, Australia in the 2026 season. The plan is already raising some controversy as the flight from Los Angeles to Melbourne is 15 hours. Melbourne is 19 hours ahead of LA, so the Rams players and whoever the opponent will be will have a big adjustment of the time difference. The proposed game will likely be the first of the 2026 season, so the players can adjust But the NFL Players Association still isn't happy. They said that the time difference has significant implications for our players' rest, recovery, and performance. The players are concerned that these have not been accounted for. In baseball news, the Miami Marlins are facing a lawsuit that's strictly for the dogs. The Marlins in the city of Miami are being sued by one fan for allegedly slipping on, well, dog business during a Bark at the Park event last year at the Lone Depot Park. Is that how you say it? Lone Depot Park? Yeah. Luan Han, looking for $50,000 in a jury trial. Her suit claims that as she was walking on the premises that was not designated for dogs to be, she slipped on the dog business on the floor, causing her to fall onto the ground. Her lawyers contend the existence of the liquid on the floor created an unreasonably dangerous and unsafe condition. So we'll see how that goes for her. That does it for your Shot Clock Sports Update right here on K-Bear 101. Some older stuff here on K-Bear, of course, ZZ Top, Lagrange on K-Bear 101, Idaho's only rock station. I was chatting with, actually, I wasn't chatting at all. I was in here during the 4 p.m. hour yesterday, tidying things up, getting ready to wrap it up for the day. I hear a knock at the studio door. I look to my left. It's Jill from the front desk. Comes up to me with a Post-it note and says, hey, a listener just called and was asking me about the music. And I looked at her. I was like, why are the listeners talking to you about the music? They can just call me. I'm right here in the studio. You know the number, 208-535-1015. This person was asking why we play certain songs. I forgot exactly what she said. Something about like Three Doors Down being played or something like that. But I was wanting to use this time to reiterate what we talked about earlier today during the noon hour of Madness and Mayhem. If you ever have a question regarding the music playlist, or regarding the playlist, I should say, regarding anything about K-Bear, you can always just call me, 208-535-1015. If you want to hear more of a certain band, I can easily put it on a Post-it note. I got a stack of them right here next to me. Put it on the board for Victor so he can see that. He can note it. He can talk about it on his show, or you can just call him in the morning on Monday when he gets back. And there you go. Ask him any questions about the playlist, why we play older rock songs mixed in with the new and all that fun stuff. Yeah, just give us a call. No need to talk to Jill. Jill's too busy doing her own thing at the front desk, and it was just funny. I'm sitting here, and I'm like, nobody's called me, but they call the front desk. I don't know if our phone number's not popping up somewhere, and the phone's directing our listeners to the front desk. I don't know, but I just thought that was weird. The number, if you want to save it in your phone, once again, 208-535-1015. Peach's Pit Party on K-Bear 101. Apparently the rats, they're taking over. Was reading this article from Fortune.com that armies of rats are laying waste to cities. The $27 billion a year problem is only getting worse, is what the headline says. Talking about how places like Washington, D.C., San Francisco, Toronto, they're experiencing increases of up to 390% over the past decade. So, I mean, is this something that we should just, if we see a rat, we should just kill it right then and there? That'd be pretty crazy. You know, it's easy to squash a bug. It'd be horrible to squash a rat, make a big mess. I don't want to go into the whole gruesome details. I see enough dead squirrels as it is when I'm driving around. There's a lot of dumb squirrels out there, man. I was driving home from here yesterday. Sure enough, a squirrel waits, and I mean waits for me to get close and then runs in front of my car. Luckily, I didn't swerve. Luckily, the squirrel didn't actually run over anything. He just made it safely across. I was watching it. I was like, man, animals sometimes, just like what Victor said about babies, uneducated and dumb. Somebody requested that song yesterday. We got it on our voicemail when Hard Drive XL was on the air. They wanted to hear Disposable Heroes from Metallica. Better late than never to do that request, right? Yeah. If you ever want to give me a call, 208-535-1015. I was reading this whole thing here about how food is the star of the party when it comes to Super Bowl Sunday. Literally, the entire radio prep is all about Super Bowl, Super Bowl, Super Bowl. And they did some stupid survey talking about what do people eat when watching the Super Bowl type of thing. I mean, obviously wings. Wings will get eaten a lot. I'm shocked I didn't I went to grocery outlet yesterday. I'm shocked that there wasn't any left. Or there was any left, I should say. Messing up my words. I'm done for today, man. This week has wiped me out. barbecue, 7-layer dip, pizza, chicken tenders, you know, the usual stuff. Could you imagine you go to a Super Bowl watch party? They bring out some weird food for you to try. You're like, okay, why did you choose this? Why? I did see some good guacamole and chips at Brolam's as well. I might have to go get some of that. Guacamole's expensive though, man. First world problem. I don't want to pay the extra money for smashed up avocado. You know how Primus's drummer left the band all of a sudden? It was very shocking to not only us, but also the rest of the band as well. And then Primus was like, okay, we'll host open auditions. And one of Victor's close friends, a friend that I have met a couple of times named Steve, tried sending his audition tape in. There was a few other people that, by a few, I mean thousands probably of other people, big time talented drummers trying their absolute best to secure their spot in Primus. Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news if you tried out to be Primus's drummer, that they announced their new drummer, John Hoffman, who he hails from Shreveport, Louisiana. He had auditioned for the position, writing, "It went as well as I could have hoped. Maynard James Keenan was sitting directly in front of me and watched me the entire audition." Wow. That would be intimidating. Now, did everybody get a chance to... Oh, no, they probably had everyone send in their tapes, and then Primus selected, like, a good amount of people. Did Les Claypool really sit down, and Maynard sit down and watch these guys, or watch the videos, I should say? Or did they have someone watch these tapes for them? And then they got to Maynard's attention and Les Claypool's attention. The reason why Maynard was there is because, you know, Primus will be hitting the road with A Perfect Circle and Pussifer on the Sasanta tour launching in April. It'd be tough to perform in front of Maynard like that, because Maynard seems like he's a judgmental guy. Like, if you look at him, he's like just judging you harshly in his own head. He's just very quiet, though, in real life. I've noticed that about him. He seems like still a chill dude if you're friends with him, but if you're going to join him in something business-wise, that's a tough thing to do. But congrats to John Hoffman, I guess, the new drummer of Primus. I apologize for all the Super Bowl talk this afternoon, but it is the last weekday show before the big game on Sunday, and I got to tell you, it's a slow news day. Would I rather talk to you about Super Bowl Sunday consistently, or the fact that it's National Fettuccine Alfredo Day? Ooh. I do like a good fettuccine Alfredo. Tortellini with Alfredo, much better, though. Tortellini is my all-time favorite pasta. I would dare say my all-time favorite food. Tortellini with Alfredo sauce. I gotta love Alfredo sauce. Even though if I were to go to Italy, they would, mock me, be like, we don't have Alfredo here. We have butter sauce or marinara. And marinara is just not the best to me. I'll eat it, but I'd rather have Alfredo. Anyway, we just briefly talked about National Fettuccine Alfredo Day. There you go. Your dumb, stereotypical radio break. But no, I was reading here about how productivity in the workplace will be way down on Monday. A record number of Americans are expected to call out sick the day after the Super Bowl. An estimated 23 million people plan to take the day off to recover from a big night of just partying. Do they really party after the game? Am I that much of a loser that I don't really know much about Super Bowl gatherings? Because usually I watch it by myself, or I go to like my friend's parents' place, and right after the game's over, we kind of just leave, and that's about it. There's no big gathering that I'm invited to or anything like that, which would be cool. It'd be fun to see people really into the game. I don't really know that many people who are heavily into the Chiefs or the Eagles. I only know a few people like that, but I don't think they plan on having some giant get-together. Usually there's always like that one person watching the game that's screaming, yeah, or calling people an idiot for the wrong play. Like they could go out there and outperform these players, which in reality they wouldn't survive one tackle. I got to tell you, man, it would be funny to see those people that, just critique professional athletes to try and replicate what they do out there on the field. Catch a pass from Jalen Hurts or Patrick Mahomes and then run down the field to the end zone while there's an active defense trying their best to just maul you, knock you on the ground, get the ball out of your hands. And I've met a few NFL players in my life. They're a lot different, a lot bigger in person. Now, I was reading this thing about how Bill Burr was genuinely upset that he was on Howie Mandel's podcast, and Howie Mandel surprised Bill Burr with Billy Corgan right there. He just showed up, talked to each other, said, hey, we're actually like half brothers, something like that. And then the comment section was just full of dudes saying, hey, every bald dude's related. So if that's the case, me and Victor, me and the big boss man, Josh Tyler, we're all supposedly related then, according to that logic, which would be funny. I did see a photo of me and my cousin Kevin. Or I saw a picture of my cousin Kevin, I should say. And he looks exactly like me. If we were to walk next to each other, I think he's around 6'6" as well. So we could, if he were to show up to Idaho, which I hope at some point he would, come out and say hello, but I think him and his wife are just now having a kid. So I'm sure he's going to be preoccupied with a screaming baby. And also a wife who just had a kid. So his hands are going to be full, but it would be nice to either go down there, have him visit, or have all of them visit up here. And just have both of us in studio. 2 tall, bald dudes, and then 1 small, bald Victor. Okay, I got a little concerned here. It said this story was out of Georgia. 2 of my good friends are out there, and I thought it would have been one of them if I would have read one of their names on this story here. Well, it turns out it was actually a Florida man that drove to Georgia, and then he spent more than an hour inside the auto parts store barking like a dog. What was his reasoning? Probably he was on drugs, but cops were called to the store, and the guy who was barking told them he had no idea he was bothering anybody. He was then escorted outside to his car, where officers quickly got their answer to why he was barking like a dog for an hour. He had baggies filled with meth in the vehicle. How did I know? How did I know drugs were involved? Well, cops also learned that he had an active warrant out for his arrest back in Florida. The barker is no more. There we go. He's out of that store. I don't know if I mentioned it on the show. I completely forgot. I'm sorry if I did, and I'm just repeating myself. But the Silverstein interview with Shane Told is going to be just on our YouTube channel at KBarrett101 RMG. You can listen to the full thing there. You can watch us talk on Zoom. Or if you just want to listen to it, I'll get it uploaded to the Artist Interrogations podcast, wherever you get podcasts. It's a 35-minute conversation. We talked about sports. We talked about his love for pinball. The music videos with the songs that have just come out not that long ago for the upcoming album Anti-Bloom that's going to be out February 21st. And then there's going to be a second album from Silverstein later this year. And we talked a little bit about that first single off that album coming out later down the line as well. I posted the short on my Facebook page if you want to see it, at Brendan Peach. You can also just fast forward to that part of the conversation. I timestamped the entire thing to where you can check out all the different points of the video as well to really help you out. So yeah, check us out, KBarrett101 RMG on YouTube. All right, if this person wasn't all the way down in West Valley City, Utah, I would totally buy this for $25 just for Victor. What size is it? There's a Stone Cold Steve Austin vest. It's a size medium, fits like a large. He would have to squeeze into it. There's no way I'm putting that on. Maybe I would have to get like some sort of cheap vest and then maybe just, I don't know, put the Austin 316 logo on it, the giant Stone Cold skull on it as well. I was just thinking it would be funny considering Victor is going to be in Salt Lake City doing stage time for the Poppy show, just for him to go out on stage with this Stone Cold vest on and just put together 2 kombuchas, if you will, and raise them, and then just do the stereotypical like Stone Cold promo out on stage. It would throw everybody off. It would be funny to do something like that for the Mountain America Center as well. Whenever there's a rock show that's going to be announced, or if we get stage time for said rock show, it would be funny. People be all confused. That looks like Stone Cold, but it looks like he's gained about 50 pounds. Thanks for listening to Peach's Pit Party, the podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please share, subscribe, and rate the podcast. Peach's Pit Party is hosted by me, Peaches, a.k.a. Brendan Peach, and is a production of Riverbend Media Group. For more information or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com. Until next time, Peach out.